Hi everybody, Kat here. So we are going to be doing an open box on this face and body art. There are 20 colors. It is from Transon, and Transon was actually kind enough to send this to me to try because it is a paint that I've never used before. I may have used it back in the day, maybe in school when I was doing art as far as like makeup for plays, but as far as my everyday today face painting, I don't normally use this type of paint, but we're going to test it and see how it works. Here are the colors on the side of the panel, and then basically here on the back it talks about how to use it, the warnings, some interesting things here. It says to use a lotion or a primer before application. Another thing that I see on here which is interesting is no water or alcohol is needed. And then over here it is cruelty free, so thanks, but I would also love for it to be vegan. But yeah, so here's all your information. We're going to open up the box, we're going to look at it, and then we're going to swatch it and basically see how it goes on and then how easy it is to get off. So stay tuned. So just looking at it, the colors are super pretty. As I said, I might have used this type of paint, a grease paint, back in the day, maybe in theater, but I have not used it as a face painter. And again, Transon was very nice to send it to me so I could try it out, see what my thoughts were about it. And for those of you who have used grease paints, I'd love to hear your thoughts about how you're using it, because I'm just going to break out a brush, I'm going to open up this palette, and then I'm going to try to swatch every one of these on a piece of paper. So it's really interesting using grease paint because, again, I haven't used them before. I have no idea what this experience is going to even be like. So I'm just going to break out this brush. I'm going to go ahead and try to swatch it again on this piece of paper, and we're going to see how it goes on. Now, I'm going to guess with paper, it's just like anything. It may not go on as well as it would with the skin, but maybe we can see how opaque it is. So I'm just swatching the brown right now, and I'm trying to clean my brush. And if you can see that, because it's grease paint, just rinsing it with water like I would do if I was using a face paint, like a water-based face paint, it is not coming out. So I'm trying to figure out how to clean the brush right now. So basically what I did was I took a paper towel and I just really wiped the brush clean with a paper towel, because I'm very unfamiliar on how to clean my brush. Clearly using the brush was not going to work for me, so I'm going to try something different. I couldn't get the brush clean just with water like I normally do. You can see right here I swatched two colors. Going through every one of these colors, trying to go through the same repeat of cleaning my brush is not workable. So I'm going to try this with my fingers, and we're going to see how it swatches using my fingers. I guess I could probably use a sponge too, but I'm going to try my fingers right now. I'm putting on the purple, and with just a few drags of my fingers on the paint, it goes on very smooth though. It's pretty sheer, and I'm going to guess that you can build up the opacity on this so it's more opaque. But that's what I'm getting just with that first swipe. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up some green. I'm going to do that over here. And it's grease paint, so it goes on very smooth. I'm going to guess it blends really well. I'm just cleaning up my fingers with a paper towel. It's the same way that I cleaned off the brushes, or the brush that I used earlier. And I'm going to pick up another brush, and we're just going to see how the black works right now. Now, this is a typical liner brush. This is a little bit thicker because it's grease paint. It's probably going to smear a little bit more. So let's see. It goes on very smooth. I would expect no less from a grease paint. Of course, if I'm outlining, I would probably want to use much thinner lines, but it's a grease paint and it's going on probably the way that it's supposed to. I just wish whoever's watching this video If you've used this type of paint, please let me know how you're using it and what you're using it for. Would you be using it for maybe like clown makeup or stage makeup? I don't know. I just don't think that for face painting, this would be a paint that I would use. I could make teardrops relatively, but they're not the teardrops I'm used to making. I'm just looking at the paint and the colors really are so pretty. And I know that this is pretty sheer, but it's a grease paint. So I'm going to run my fingers across because I have not set this with any kind of powder. You see that it smears very easily. So again, I think with grease paint, if you're trying to blend or do blending type work, this for face and body, it might work really well. The white, it's so pretty at it. I want to just try it. It's so sheer like a pearl. But you see how I picked up that black? Again, I think for blending, this would work excellent. To shorten up the video, I just went ahead and swatched my arm in full with all of the colors the same way that it's laid out in the palette. And then over towards my wrist, I used the red, the orange, yellow, and white to do a bit of blending. Now, I did that with my finger and not with a sponge. I think that this paint probably would go on better with a sponge. You're probably going to have to use a brush for finer details. Again, I'm not used to this type of paint, so it wouldn't be my choice of paint for face and body and or face painting, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Using grease paint was a new experience for me. I've never used it before. I'm cleaning off my arm right now because I called the company and I said, hey, how do you get the paint off of your body and how do you clean your brush? Basically, it's just warm soapy water. So I'm going to go ahead and try that with my brushes, and I'm just taking everything off my arm. I hope the unboxing was helpful. Please leave me your comments. If you haven't subscribed, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.